Alright everybody, welcome back to the world's worst fishing. I'm Chris Jones, and we've got a big one today. This is going to be a challenge, but hopefully it turns out well. Today we're going to do yellow perch, and yeah, you can hear a frog over there chirping or something. And so yesterday I put up a poll on the YouTube channel under like the community tab, which thank you to everybody who participated. And I basically just kind of did a quick poll. Hey, what would you guys like me to do? I gave like 4 options, I believe, and the most the option that got the most votes was a perch color. And I happen to have a brand new swim bait to do it with. So I have these 3 open pore 5-inch swim bait molds. I've never used this mold. I just got them this week, and we're gonna make some yellow perch swim baits using this new mold. So 2 things. I'm curious to see what the mold looks like, and then we're gonna see it in a brand new color. So I think that's pretty fitting. So yeah, we're gonna kind of think about yellow perch and what I might need to do for it. I have an example that I want to go by. That beautiful thing right there. So I'm I'm obviously going to be doing yellow and gold and orange, and obviously some black at some point. So yeah, we're gonna go over here to our shelves. We're gonna grab some colors. Obviously get our cups ready. Gonna grab some colors, pigments, and see what we can do. Alright, so we have some orange for the orange fins. So if you look at the bottom, you know, these fins down here are orangish red, and then I have another example here. This is just a slightly lighter colored fish. So that's what we're going for. So we have some orange for the bottom, we have some yellow, dead on yellow, and then some gold pearl kind of for the body, the mid part of the fish. And then the top, that's a dark fish, but the top kind of has, it's sort of a mix of like, sort of yellow and dark green and dark brown and black splotches. This fish right here is really dark. So I'm gonna kind of mix some black and green, some black and green to kind of get a dark color on top. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do there. But that's kind of the idea. So we're gonna get this dead on plastic swim bait blend cooked up and start the show. And before we start the show, got to crack a beer. This is one of my favorite beers that's not German and that's not Yingling. This is George Killian's Irish Red. It's a really great beer. It's a flavored beer, and it is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't tried it, pick up a 6-pack, tell me what you think. Alright, so here is a very small amount of plastic measured out for the orange, because I don't need a whole lot of the orange. So I'm just going to add a couple drops. Dead on color is pretty thick, like we've said on here before. So you generally don't need as much of it to get a nice thick color. Yeah, that's looking good. Looking real good. And just for a little bit of texture and effect, I'm going to add a small amount of small 0.015 black flake to the orange for these bottom fins. Alright. Because why not? Why not give it a slight amount of texture? Yeah. That looks good. Alrighty. So we'll close up that glitter. We have our other cup here, but we're gonna set that aside because we're gonna pour this orange belly first, or the orange bottom. So I only want the orange kind of just on the bottom enough to go into those little grooves. So I'm gonna kind of start it. Let me angle the camera here. I'm gonna start my pour at the top little notch and just kind of let it naturally go downhill into the other grooves. Okay. Just enough to fill in those fins. Perfect. That is all I want. Alright, time for some dead on yellow. And I chose this yellow because it's a little more kind of orange, macaroni and cheese flavored yellow. It's not a straight bright yellow like my lure works. And I think that will look a little better for this application. And then we're going to add a small amount of gold pearl to it just to give it some shine. Just to give it that extra little oomph. And hopefully that's not a mistake. I don't think it will be, but let's go ahead and get this mixed in. Yeah. Start to see some of the pearl. Yeah, definitely see some of the pearl in it. Well, so now that I look at my fish again, I actually should have used a lighter yellow, because the yellow that I have, it's almost a little too reddish orange. So we're going to add a small amount of white. There's blue pigment on that, really? Well, the idea is to brighten this with a little bit of white pigment, which it is. Just gotta clean off my cap here, party foul. But so we're gonna add a little bit more white to just lighten this up. Yeah, it's definitely lightened it up. Yeah, I think we're about there. And the more I look at these yellow scales, there's a slight green hint to it, just slight. So we're gonna add a small amount of green highlight to our yellow base, just to give it a small green hue like natural fish scales would be. Because if I step back and I look at this, there are hints of green in it. Not so much that one, but this one, there's definitely green in the scales. So this is sort of a attempt to try to capture the green hue. So this might not come through on camera, but we're gonna play with some green highlight and see if we can get that. Alright, so we added some more green highlight, and I don't know if you can see it here, but I can see it in person when it's kind of set up and dry. There is a green highlight to it, and I'm really glad I did that. So now we're gonna pour the yellow color, and we're just gonna kind of pour it right there in the center, and just kind of pour it halfway up the bait, approximately, right about there, and stop. You know, you can see it's just kind of gone past the orange part. Okay, so we're gonna do that for this mold as well over here. And this is very hot plastic, about 370 degrees, because we want it to try and bond to that bottom color, which it will. And then if you're that concerned about it, you can hit it with a heat gun. This is where aluminum molds, aluminum two-piece hand pour molds, actually will outperform a silicone hand pour mold, because you can take a torch or a heat gun and you can really heat up the sides of that mold and really get those colors to bond better. And you can actually heat them up enough to where you can get the colors, instead of a straight laminate on top, they'll actually blend together due to the heat mixing them up, and you can get some really cool effects just with heat. Can't really do that as much with the silicone, but I think we can get some great things. All right, here's our next cup, looking good. And let's see, let me scooch the camera maybe over so that you can see in this cup a little better. So we're obviously going to use black, so we're going to play it kind of safe, and we'll do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of black. See what that gives us. All right, so here we go with our black. Oh, I've got moisture on that knife. All right, kind of a dark black charcoal. I do think it needs to be darker than that. Yeah, because once I just drizzling some on the table to look at how thick it is, it'll definitely need to be a little thicker. So we'll do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and double it up, so to speak. Okay. Yeah. And then we're gonna add a small amount of green, just because I know that there's some green hints, and it'll be hard to see this green in the black, probably on camera. Ooh, yeah, but in person, yeah, okay, yeah, you can probably see that. It's kind of a dark camo green there. It's like a black camo green. Yeah, yeah, I actually kind of like that a lot. It's almost a little too green, so I'm gonna add just a smidge more black to hide it a little bit. And then I think we're good. All right, so we just got our black green out of the microwave, and we heated it up to dang near 400 degrees. And that's just so we can try to get the best bond possible with that gold color. So we're just gonna fill in the mold. Like I said, this is a brand new mold. So I am learning how to use this thing right now. And I don't even know what the bait looks like in person. Obviously I saw a picture of it before purchasing the mold. That's about it. So yeah, good thing about hot plastic is that it flows really well. I don't really even have to move down the tail. It'll just fill in for me. Okay, it's looking good. And then we'll bring this one over here, and we'll do this one. So hopefully this looks okay. I don't know. I've never made a perch color. I've not really even thought about a perch color all that much. We don't have yellow perch in the South, so it's it's not a fish that I'm familiar with, like personally, like the real fish. Nor have I ever probably seen a perch colored bait in person. It's just not really something that I've been in contact with, but hopefully this will turn out to be an authentic perch color tonight. Who knows? All right, let's see if these are ready. I don't see any bulge. So hopefully this plastic is set up enough to where I can get these out without them falling apart. Like I said, I don't really know this mold. Hey, check that out. That's pretty neat. It's definitely different, but I think that will make a shad, or a perch. All right, now let's look at this one. See how this one looks. Sorry, I gotta get this all opened up. Yeah, not bad. All right. Yeah, I definitely like the orange only being on the bottom like that. I definitely think that's a good move. And I actually kind of like the color of my green black top, so to speak. So let's see. All right, yank this one out. Add a little trash on the top there. All right, we'll get them in the bath. And I've had a lot of questions about what the bath is. The bath is just cold water. So I've just got a little Tupperware here, and I fill it up with water. Excuse me. Fill it up with water, put ice in it, and yeah, it's just cold water that kind of jump starts the curing process. So we'll let them sit in there for a little bit, and then we'll add our garnishments to them here shortly. Okay. I wish I had one going the other way. Golly, come on. All right, yeah, there we go. So the first little triangle thing kind of looks to be right behind the gill. Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of roughly draw sort of a triangle. It comes down the side. Okay. And then the next one looks like it's a little bigger. Might go a little deeper down the side of the bait. And if you'll kind of notice, I didn't mix this black up too rich, and so there's not as much pigment in it as there is powder, and that's so it won't be too thick. You'll kind of see these black markings. They're still kind of see-through. You can still kind of see some of the scales up under them. So that's kind of on purpose there, not to mix it up too thick. So here's our next triangle. It's a fairly simple marking pattern, but looks really cool. And I like how the black from my markings barely contrasts the green that's from the actual pigment that we mixed up. There's a little bit of contrast there that I really like. So we're gonna try to draw this next marking here. All right, and this is basically kind of what we're doing. Yeah. Okay. We'll kind of do another small one down here on this end. Get a little more black on our brush there. Yeah. There we go. And hey, you know what? One more. I guess they kind of go all the way into the tail in a way. So, yeah. Not too shabby. And then we're going to use the heat gun to set that in. Since there's not as much pigment in it, I don't think it will run as much. So I don't think we run quite the risk of smeared pigment, which is a good thing. So we're just going to kind of run this till you kind of see the surface smooth, and that's when it's kind of nice and melted in. So you don't want to leave the heat gun on there too long, or you can actually deform the bait, which you don't want to do. All right, and here we have the other side of this bait. Okay. All right. Looking good there. Probably do less markings on this one. I think the first one I did maybe one too many markings, and it just kind of looked a little crowded. So we'll go ahead and bring those down there a little bit. All right, so this mold takes 10 millimeter eyes, which is what these are. Okay, let's put that in there. You know what? We want to straighten it to where it's kind of looking forward. Okay, yeah, good enough. Yeah. What do you guys think? That's looking like a yellow perch to me. All right, now we'll do the other eyeball, and these eyeballs have sticky backgrounds, and since they're big enough, there's kind of enough surface area there for it to stick. I don't have to glue these, so I'll just go set that like that, and then we'll put the rest of the eyeballs on, and we're ready for clear dip. All right, clear dip number one. We're going all the way up the tail. Okay. Yeah, looking good. So we'll bring that over here. Trying to give y'all a better angle of the clear dip. Sort of a head-on angle so that you can kind of see it better. All right, that's going in the bath. All right, it's clear dip number two. Okay. Alrighty. Just kind of let that set up there. And this is not a slotted bait, so I don't have to worry about the dip clogging up the hook slot or anything. So that's one less thing to be concerned about. Alright. going in the bath, and last but not least, bait number 3. Okay. Bring it out here. Let's see. All right. Looks good enough for me. And in the bath. And the very last step is to clip off these little tag ends on the nose from the clear dip. All right. Done. We are all done. What do you guys think? There it is. Yellow perch in a swim bait. Not bad for my first time. I kind of like my color idea with the green black top and the kind of yellow gold center with the green highlight, and then the orange bottom with the black stripes. I think it's a pretty cool bait, and I think that color is a winner. Well guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This is a really cool color. Like I said, it's well, I'll just hold up 2 of them, that's a little easier. It's my first time doing it, and I think it's really cool. The next time I do it, I'll probably try it in the Bloodline swim bait. Try to come up with an ejection version of this, you know, maybe a orange bottom with a dark black, or yeah, with like a black green top and maybe a yellow line, I don't know. Or maybe a yellow bottom, dark green, black top with a orange line down the middle, who knows. But I really wanted to try out this new hand pour mold. So that's exciting in and of itself. New molds, it's like Christmas. And then I got to do a new color. So thank you everybody who responded to the poll. Hopefully my yellow perch is good. I'm really pleased with it. I was thinking about it today at work. I was like, how am I gonna, you know, get all the colors right? And so, you know, I did put some thought into it, and I think it turned out great. So yeah, I'm loving the yellow perch, and this will definitely be one that I will make again. So yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Shoot me an email if you want to buy these. I've got 3 of them. Yeah, yellow perch, new mold, new color. Doesn't get any better than that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please shoot me a comment down below. Let me know how you think I did. Chris, that's really good. Chris, those kind of suck. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we're hopefully gonna keep making some great colors on this channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. Your support keeps the channel going. So with that said, we will sign off. And thank you so much for watching the world's worst fishing.